Man, oh man, the juggernauts, the favorites to win FNCS for next year, have just failed to qualify for the Trio Cash Cup Finals. You guys all know who I'm talking about, of Peterbot, Colt, and Bugha. This trio has really gone from people looking at them as the most overpowered trio in Fortnite to now them potentially splitting up and never playing again. We have so much to talk about in today's video. We also have to talk about Mr. Savage's brand new trio that he played with today, since Mongrel was not playing with him. Clix was also playing with Stable, Ronaldo, and Lacey. This was a very crazy trio cash cup. I'm gonna quickly go over both the opens for NA and EU, and then I'm gonna go more in depth into the finals. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new though, as we are trying to hit 80,000 subs by the end of October. Use code KDog in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. Without further ado though, let's get straight into today's video. All right, so I know all you guys want to hear my take on the Peterbot trio and everything like that, and I will get into that very soon, but we have to start off by giving credit to the people that actually were able to qualify, like first place of Threats, Yamzo, and Sphinx getting 460 points in 10 games and winning 2 of them. Second place was actually Rapid, Pollo, and Boltz on 456 in 10 games while being able to win 3 of them as well. If they place well in the finals, then this trio is going to look like by far the new best team in the world. For all the people that have been saying maybe Peterbot is going to start regretting dropping Pollo, after the recent performances from Pollo, Rapid, and Boltz compared to Peterbot, Colt, and Bugha, we might be able to open up that conversation again. Third place was Yuz, fourth was Visuals, fifth was Bench, sixth was actually a new trio as well of Aviv, Muzz, and Rise. Now a lot of people are saying that potentially Muzz and Rise could be dropping Clix, because Clix is literally like the past like 3 cash cups just been playing with content creators and just been like trolling and having fun. And I mean, obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of pro players really do want to win, and if you're not constantly grinding with them, you're going to get dropped for a better option if they find one. So that is another very interesting story we have going forwards. 7th place is Skittles, Chubbs, and Chimp. 8th was Darts. 9th was Victor V, Paper, and Aminish. And then rounding out the top 10 was Byla, Cam, and TK. Some other big name teams we had were like Bucky, Okus, and Cam in 17th. All right, let's get into the one that everybody is here for though, of Cold, Peterbot, and Bugha finishing in 210th place when you need to get in the top 198 to qual to finals. So they were 12 spots off. It's not even like they were like a single spot off or anything like that. Qual was only 335, so they were only 2 points away from qualling. If you look at their match history, it's literally the exact same match history Peterbot almost always has, and you can see why they didn't qualify. It is a 50 elimination win, a 40 elimination third, 22 elimination 11th, 18 elimination 18th, 13 elimination 15th, 19 elimination 16th, 5 elimination 25th, and a 6 elimination 14th in their very last game, so that they were not able to qual. I don't think I would necessarily call this like a problem that they W key too much, but like the format of this tournament is just way more placement than it is elimination based, and obviously they're pro players, they realize that and everything. They just don't really care enough to play placement at the end of the day. So I don't know if this trio could just like fix some things up with their opens and just W key less, or if this really is the end of this trio now. You guys all know Peterbot literally like cannot handle not qualifying for something, especially in trios where he is supposed to have like by far the best team in the world, especially with all of the slander that Bugha has been getting recently. This could really be the end of this trio. I tweeted out, if I was Vino, I would be in Peterbot and Cold's DMs right now, because Vino has literally just failed to qualify for the Cash Cup finals as well, and the first 2 finals that he even played in, they literally did awful with Queasy and Pixie. So if I'm Vino, I'm literally doing anything I can right now to try to get onto this trio. If you're wondering how Clix, Lacey, and Ron did, I mean, you could probably guess they didn't qualify. They finished in 1,399th. Lacey and Ron were kind of just trolling the whole thing, but it is a little bit unfortunate that we haven't seen Clix in a finals lobby in almost 4 Cash Cup finals now. Hopefully for the very last Cash Cup, we get to see him back in Dallas and he will be able to play with his normal trio. But like literally the last couple tournaments, he's just been playing with content creators, and I'm not 100% really sure why, to be honest. I went a little bit more in depth as I wanted to for NA, but we just had a lot of big news. Let's move on to the finals now. Now in the finals, who else would you expect to win besides what I'm going to be currently calling the brand new best trio in the world of Rapid, Pollo, and Boltz, getting 629 points in 8 games while being able to win 5 of them as well. They had an average placement of 8.2 while getting an average elims of 15.6. Their match history is honestly so insane to look at. It is a 30 elimination win, a 19 elimination win, 14 elimination win, 15 elimination second, 26 elimination first, and a 21 elimination elimination win in their very last game to secure the tournament win. I don't want to act like it was a complete blowout though, because second place of Aviv, Muzz, and Rise getting 624 points was literally only 6 points away from being able to overtake Pollo, Boltz, and Rapid. They got 624 points in 8 games and won half of them. This does pose a big question on, is Muzz and Rise going to drop clix now for Aviv? I mean, we honestly don't know what's happening yet. We saw clix reply with some like troll things under their tweet, and I'm gonna say if they do good in the next Cash Cup, I think he is there to stay. But if clix, Muzz, and Rise kind of sell in the final Cash Cup of the season and they're getting stream sniped because of clix and things like that, I just think Rise and Muzz will be done with the stream sniping issue that clix always comes with, and I think they will end up playing with Aviv. Third place is another new team of Agers, Ritual, and Re on 530 points in 8 games while winning 3 of them. This new trio looks super good, and I am very excited for the future of this team. A little bit of a surprise team of Victor V Paper and Minish got 497 points in 8 games and finished in 4th. Iamzo Threats and Sphinx finished in 5th, Bila Cam and TK in 6th, Curve in 7th, Darts in 8th, Nebs and EU team in 9th, and then Bench rounded out the top 10, but I think he's a cheater, so I mean, we're kind of just gonna scrub past that. If you guys are wondering how the first 2 Trio Cash Cup winners of Skittles, Chubbs, and Chimp did, they unfortunately finished in 18th place today, so their winning streak has come to an end. Still a very good trio though. I think this format really does just benefit them a lot more. I'm very curious to how this team is actually going to perform when set lobbies come back, but I still think this is a top 10 team every single week. But 18th place, not the best performance from them today. Acorn, Dukes, and Kanata were right under them in 19th. And then if you are a Bucky fan and you were wondering how they finished in 52nd place, getting 277 points in 10 games. All right, let's go over the final kin stats now for the winning trio of Pollo, Rapid, and Boltz. Let's start off with the IGL of Rapid. He got 29 eliminations, dealt over 10,227 damage, and had a damage ratio of 3.4. Honestly, an absolutely insane tournament performance from the IGL of this trio. Next up, let's go over to Pollo, who had 40 elims, 12,675 damage dealt, and a 2.83 damage ratio. Remember, like I say every week, if you have above a 2.0 in the damage ratio, that is considered very good. And then finally, moving on to the main fragger of the trio in Boltz, he got 55 elims, 19,242 damage, and a 3.1 damage ratio. Absolutely insane numbers from Boltz. He continues to prove why he is probably a top 3 fragger in the world right now, and I just cannot wait to see more of this trio in the future. Let's move on to EU now though. All right, let's briefly go over what happened in the EU Open. So in first place, we had Rax and Gabix finish on 457 points in 9 games. Second place was Yapko, Yanis, and Noah Riley. I'm guessing Rezon just couldn't play today because if you guys remember, the original trio was Yanis, Rezon, and Vadil, but it looks like Rezon isn't even playing. Third place was Andalex, 4th was Marius, 5th was Arco, 6th Antonio, 7th was Pink, 8th was Tagino, 9th was Hedra, and then rounding out the top 10 was Fant. We did see some other big name teams like Mr. Savage, Paco, and Zandy. They got 393 points in 7 games while being able to win 4 of them. Their match history is kind of nasty, so I do want to go over that real quick. They got back-to-back 50 elimination wins, a 13 elimination win, and a 15 elimination win in their very last game to make sure they can win 4 out of 7 games in opens. Mr. Savage did say himself that he is not dropping Mongrel, and Mongrel is just currently still on vacation, so he just needed a new trio to play with today. I wonder if that would change depending on how well he does in finals with a brand new trio. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see though. I think especially with OG season coming up though, I don't think from a content perspective, he knows it's not smart to drop Mongrel. So I think they will still be together for at least OG season. I just don't really know what the third option for them is going to look like. Vadil finished in 21st, Vico, Chap, and Flixie in 22nd. The NA trio of Reet, Peterbot, and Kanata finished in 35th. Again, another trio that is like super struggling this season is Pixie, Queasy, and Vino. They finished in 581st place, so they were not even able to qualify for the finals this week. Queasy tweeted out that like they died to cheaters their final 2 games or something. So I mean, take that as you will. But this is now back-to-back really bad finals placements for them, and now in the 3rd week, not even qualifying. It is not looking good for this trio. That is basically the quick little sum up for the EU Opens. Let's move on to the finals now. Now for the finals, the top 10 on EU was very different from what it has been the past couple of weeks. First place, absolutely dominating this tournament, winning by almost 70 points, was Ping, Walks, and Malibuca, getting 545 points in 8 games while being able to win 1 of them as well. They had an average elims of 14.1 and an average placement of 6.1, an absolute dominant performance in the finals for them. Their match history history was a 15 elimination second, a 20 elimination win, a 5 elimination 16th, 3 elimination 18th, 21 elimination second, 12 elimination 4th, 24 elimination 3rd, and a 13 elimination 3rd in the very last game to secure them the first place spot in the Trio Cash Cup Finals. Second place was a trio that has been a little bit quiet since trios came back, but they looked absolutely insane today, of Autumn, Chicho, and Teeny. They got 473 points in 10 games while being able to win 3 of them as well. Third place is actually a new trio of Mustache, Vania, and Panzer. You guys know, obviously, normally Vania is playing with Swizzy and Mustache, but I'm guessing Swizzy just wasn't able to play this week, and they ended up subbing in Panzer, and they literally were one spot away from getting second place without like arguably the best player in their trio. So once they get Swizzy back, they're going to look very good going forwards. I don't think they're going to drop Swizzy for Panzer now, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. They got 472 points in 8 games, winning 3 of them. Fourth was Sky, 5th was Vidil, 6th was Pix, Blaha, and Dimas, a team that I've been hyping up on EU all season now. I think this has the potential to be a very underrated trio going into 2025. 7th place was actually Tayson's old trio of Trulex, Chris, and Skavi. They basically just replaced Tayson with Trulex, and they ended up getting 415 points in 7 games and winning 2 of them. I just checked Tayson's profile to see where he placed, and he is another player that just wasn't playing today. I'm not sure why there was so many EU pros that simply just were not playing today, but 8th was CZB and Nathan, 9th was Seti, Cherry, and Cammy, and then rounding out the top 10 was Hyper. Some other big name teams, and including some new trios as well, is teams like Pink, Kiro, and Thomas HD getting 17th place, getting 355 points in 9 games. Yanis, Noah, Riley, and Yapko finished right under them. Reet, Peterbot, and Kanata actually finished in 20th place in EU finals, so an NA team was able to earn on EU. If you're wondering how Marius' new trio did after they won last week, and officially since Marius has dropped Mongol and Mr. Savage, they finished in 23rd place today, so a very fall drop off from them from the first place that they got in their first tournament together. I think this trio will still end up sticking for the very last Cash Cup as well. I don't think this is going to be a thing where, like, now that Marius has one bad performance without Mongol and Mr. Savage, he's just going to go back to them. And I mean, at 23rd is still better than he was doing with them in general, so I think this trio will end up sticking. A team that I had as my top 3 trios in the world of Vico, Chap, and Flixie had a very disappointing day today, finishing in 44th place in the finals, only getting 294 points in 10 games and winning 2 of them. I'm not really sure what happened to this trio today. They should be a lot better than this, and I do expect better performances from them going forwards. And then finally, I know a lot of you guys are going to wonder, how did Mr. Savage do with his new trio of Paco and Ziandi? They finished with 268 points in 8 games, finishing in 57th place. They had an average placement of 10.7, but only an average elims of 4, and in a finals lobby, that is just not going to do it. They got a 6 elimination 6, a 0 elimination 8th, 2 elimination 15th, 0 elimination 23rd, 7 elimination 3rd, 9 elimination 2nd, 8 elimination 9th, and a 0 elimination 20th. So just not necessarily the best finals placement for Mr. Savage in his first trio finals of the season. I don't even know if Mongol is necessarily going to be back in time for the final trio cup of the season, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Let's move on to the Kench stats now. All right, so the top 10 leaders in the damage for EU finals is 10th place is Marius, 9th was Wolvax, 8th was Vico, 7th was Momsy, 6th was Kiro, and then going into the top 5 on 10,984 damage was Vidil, 4th was Ferdoxy, 3rd was Sky, 2nd was Mustache, and then back-to-back weeks of first place is Walks, getting 13,483 damage. I keep seeing him at the top of like all of these damage leaderboards, and he is definitely next up now. Other than that though, that is pretty much all for today's video. Remember, next week is going to be both opens and finals again, so I won't have to like combine opens and finals into the same video. Hopefully, as long as Fortnite doesn't end up rescheduling the tournaments, which I mean, who knows at this point. But subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and if you guys did enjoy the video, as we are trying to hit 80k by the end of October, use code KDog in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more, especially with the OG season battle pass coming out literally next week. YouTube says to enjoy 1 to 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitter at KDog to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.